And we are live. Welcome to the Christian Whistleblower channel. Very happy, very excited, very honored to have you here with us. We know there's a lot of things you could be doing, there's a lot of channels you could be watching. And I'm very, very honored that you choose to watch this channel. And I am endeavoring to give you the honor and respect you deserve for being here. Sometimes I get a little, I don't know what it is, but a little mean, a little. Anyway, we are the happy warrior now, the happy contrarian. Nice to be here. Nice to see you here. And I think we've got a great subject to talk about tonight. Something that Denise, that Cynthia and I met at the LeakCon, brought to my attention. I want to thank her for that. It's very, very powerful stuff, and it's very, very interesting stuff. And I'm looking forward to getting into it with you. And let me just say hello to some of the people that are here as some more people are filing in. Mark Center Saint is here. Friggin' yo, it's Rocky Stucci. I don't think we're going to be able to do Rocky Stucci tonight. Just shut up and listen because Rocky got called into work. So we're going to have to make different plans on that, ladies and gentlemen. Les Paul is here. Jason Rios is here. Whoops. Travis Thorpe is here, says Jeffy Poo. Hello, Travis. Nice to see you. KC watching from the pool. She heard that I can't believe I don't remember who was watching from the bathtub, but she took it up another notch and is watching from the pool. How about that? Is watching from the pool. Tiffany's here. Melanie's here. Toth 777's here. Roger Dent. Sarah Dillon. Melanie's here. Tiffany G is here. Pat 1112. Archon Buster. CLC Paint. Gregory B. Geo Hawk. Abdan Johnson. KC in the house. Well, you can't be too far from me, Abdan. Serial Dogs here. TT. Melissa Morand. SD Buffalo Hunt. I'm thinking that probably is South Dakota, right? I'm going to be heading up there before too long. Blaine Bond, Tracy Roberts, constantly watching. Martha Clark, Behind the Eye. Did I already say Serial Dog? Charlie D'Angelo, Heather Cooper, Nigel, Melissa Spartan, Girl with No Name, King of Kings. This might be a little much for you, King of Kings, but I guarantee you that you will not be bored. Spartan's here, Kylie's here, and Cynthia L is in the house. Tracy Dyer's in the house. And Cynthia L says, where do we get some thermal night vision glasses? And she doesn't want to spend $3,000 if she doesn't have to. My thermal laser reaches a third of the way to space, $500 laser. Pluto, Tracy Roberts talking about Pluto. Let's see. Bruce Omala, Jason Rios. And I think I've covered everybody except for all the people that have come in since I started this, but that's okay. Jenny, TJ, and we're nice to see you all. If you will be in South Dakota, you better come through Minnesota so we can hold pinky fingers. Yeah, we're going to get together and do something with Scotty and Rocky. They're talking about going to some places, and yeah, we'd love to have you, Travis. So please, Rocky's getting with me for his vacation schedule, and we will get it done. Mindy ordered her Mistech bracelet. Good for you. Good Sunday morning show with Wayne. Thank you for ordering it. She's talking about these bracelets right here, which I wear in abundance. What they do, ladies and gentlemen, is restore you to the original Schumann resonance, remove the dis-ease and discomfort in your mind, body, and spirit, and give you a fighting chance to unindoctrinate yourself, just like the Focus Life Force Energy gives you a high consciousness field right in your house or around your phone. Both available at jeffreydaugherty.com. So please check that out. Probably this month or next at the latest. And Two Trees says they do work. Mark Center Saint has a lot of Mistech, as does his lovely significant other. Paul had to cancel due to YouTube cracking down on the topic. Paul had to cancel. I'm not sure what that means, and I'm not sure what Tracy is talking about. Oh, we're talking about Yeah, I was going to talk to one of the guys, David, and real nice guy, but I didn't want to put the channel at risk by bringing a flat earth guy on. It's that's the bottom line. So, whoops, a little bit of slobber, no big deal. So if I'm that guy, well, I'll be that guy. So anyway, let's talk about this. Something very, very interesting. Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto are coming into a conjunction that they've not been in for a long, long time. I think it's an opportunity for a massive paradigm shift physically, emotionally, spiritually, and I think maybe even societally. Harriet also wears them. That is Mark's significant other. And I did know her name. I just didn't know if she wanted to have her name said. So let's look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at this. I want to show you this, and this is coming off of Reddit. Of course, I heard it from Denise. But the last time, and I have vetted this as much as I can, and I'm not sure if it goes back to 1894 BC, but it's a long, 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 long time ago, unlike the September 23, Revelation 12, or whatever it was, fallacy, because that has happened a few times over the last few hundred years. But in the late fall, ladies and gentlemen, read this and get this and understand this. Rocky Stucci. In the late fall of 1894 BC, 1894 BC, 2000 BC, Saturn, the planet Saturn, had just transited Pluto at the end of Capricorn. And Jupiter was approaching to do the same. Saturn left the sign before Jupiter's transit of Pluto, and there were no retrograde periods to bring them back together. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, the last time that this happened, Saturn transiting Pluto, Jupiter doing the same, and so Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto in a conjunction that hasn't happened, ladies and gentlemen, since 2000. You know, what's 6 years between friends, BC. And when it happened, now, is this coincidence or was it some of the powers of the heavens that brought this about? That's the question that is before us. When this happened, the ancient city of Babylon was established. Fairly significant. The ancient city of Babylon was established. And I'm convinced, and I'm going to be doing some more work on this, those of us that come from a Christian background, those of us that have read the Bible, those of us that have been affected by the Bible, which is just about all of us, we think that Babylon's bad because the Bible says it's bad. I think it's an opposite world, and Babylon's good because the Bible says it's bad. But anyway, more on that to come later. So here we are. Babylon itself was established 2000 BC. The city was small and insignificant, but within a few short generations, obviously it grew. By the 6th dynasty, less than 100 years later, the king Hammurabi codified a series of rules and regulations inspired by Shamash, the sun god, by adopting previously existing edicts into a new socioeconomic reality. These regulations, inspired by divinity, quote unquote, were etched in stone and have influenced all modern law to this day. Now, listen to this one, ladies and gentlemen. That conjunction, which lasted only a few months, produced Babylon, produced the codification of laws that we still follow today. That conjunction lasted only a few months. The coming trifecta, ladies and gentlemen, in the constellation of Capricorn, and I got my telescope out, I'm reading the book. I thought you just point and look. You don't just point and look with these telescopes today. You plug them in and you read, and there's computers, and oh my. But anyway, this coming trifecta will last almost an entire year. Almost an entire year, ladies and gentlemen. Jupiter enters Capricorn in December of next year. In March 2020, when Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are all within 10 degrees, Mars and the Moon will join the super stellium. Saturn will cross into Aquarius soon after, but retrogrades pull all three back together for the summer. In October, all three will again be moving direct, but now within 6 degrees. The triple conjunction persists until December, when Jupiter and Saturn move into Aquarius. Are we prepared, this writer asks, to rewrite the laws of our society to better suit our ever-changing socioeconomic and political realities? We better be, says this writer. I don't think we have a choice. I don't know about all that, but what a fascinating opportunity in my mind. What a fascinating opportunity. This hasn't happened in 4,000 years, right? 2000 BC, 2000. Yeah, that's 4,000 years, almost 5,000 years. Let's see, 106. Yeah, we could round up to 5,000 years, but it's been over 4,000 years since this astrological, astronomical alignment has taken place. 5,000 years. Now, was it just a coincidence that Babylon was formed under this reality? Was it just a coincidence that Hammurabi's code came about under this coincidence, under this conjunction? And that only lasted a few months. Now we've got it for a whole year. If, in fact, these energies contributed to the creation of a great city, Babylon, of a great school of thought, Babylonian mysticism, and if these few months of this transit in some way affected the ability to really write laws that lasted for 5,000 years, what opportunities are available to us in almost a year's time? What can we leverage? What can we produce? What can we found? What can we establish? What can we start? What can we change? This is why I say to these people that out of one side of their crooked little faces, they say, you're powerful, you can manifest, you can create. And out of the other side of their crooked little faces, they say, oh, this has to happen because it is written. I say, bullshit. I know it's a dirty word, but the emphasis of that word, I think, was fitting to the situation and the occasion. I don't care what was written. As I've said before, now I've got the pen, the golden pen, and I'm the one that's doing the writing. We're the ones that's doing the writing. And if there's ever been an opportunity, Jason says, thank you, an Exodus from the Matrix with 2-liter J. Jason asks a question, and we'll go to the chat room with this. What does an astrological alignment have to do with writing laws? Well, Jason, you're a smart guy, no doubt about it. And I think that you would at least, I'm just looking at your picture because it's been a while since I've seen you. Jason, I think you would at least admit that there's a possibility, and that's all we're talking about is possibilities, that astrological alignments produce energies and frequencies and harmonics. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get try to get Greg Greens on the channel as he texts me just now. Very interesting fellow. I'd like to hear what he has to say. Is there a possibility of astronomical alignments producing harmonies, frequencies, modalities? We know they do. And is there a possibility that these things are these frequencies, these energies can be leveraged? I don't know. Maybe it's just a coincidence that Babylon was established then. Maybe it's just a coincidence that Hammurabi's code was established then, but maybe it's not. See, I am the last of the eternal optimists. I see an opportunity here. And even if it doesn't make a difference, even if this conjunction has nothing to do with our ability to establish a new city of hope and growth and power and spirituality, even if this conjunction has nothing to do with our ability to be able to establish a new code of living in this reality, even if it has nothing to do with it, if it gives us the guts, the initiative, the motivation, the power to begin to do it. One thing I do know, Jason, and everybody else in this chat room, those that will hear this days, weeks, months, all the way through 2020, hear these words. I do know this, that if you and I can probably do it myself, but it's a whole lot of easier with some help from my friends. I get by with little help from my friends, and I hope there's more than 4 of us. But if we put our mind to it, and we decide we're going to build a new city of divinity here on this earth, if we put our mind to it and say we're going to establish a new code of law and justice and kinship and fellowship that will transcend this flawed and failed dimension, if we decide that we can do it, we can do it. They say we don't know the buttload of crap about the gospel, but we do. Not really the gospel, just Nacho Libre. I think we can do it. I know we can do it because it's been done before. There's nothing that can stop the combined manifestation of the Gospel Truth Army, the NCK crowd. If we put our minds to it, it will happen, ladies and gentlemen. And there's just something in my mind that says it does matter. There's something in my mind that says that these frequencies are significant. These energies are significant. These harmonics are significant. These modalities are significant. And there's something that we can use to our betterment individually and collectively. That's what I know is possible. I hope that some of you will join me in that knowing. Let's see. America's going to build a new spaceship. I don't think we need to buy a new spaceship. Bruce Amala says that you must find heaven within. I agree. We will do it. We demand peace, and it will be done. Thank you, Alexandros. Lit T says, amazing time to be alive. Charlie says, we're our own gods, brother, and we have the power to move mountains. We do. You know I'm in, says TT. Emperor Rex, the first that came down, lasting 28,000 years. My first pet I got when I moved to Wisconsin. Okay. Heather's in. Trina's in. Tracy says yes. We jumped from 50 viewers to 200. That's great. That's what we're here for. This is why, says Travis Thorpe, Triskelion Witch, an all-around good guy. This is why the study of astrology, to be able to leverage those titanic forces by hitching a ride and using it to your advantage. Yeah, we should have you back on, Travis. He can't really form a sentence that great in the chat room, but he's this really smart guy. This is why the study of astrology helps us to be able to leverage these titanic forces by hitching a ride and using it to your advantage. That's very well stated. I know that we can leverage these titanic forces. I know that we can hitch a ride. It's like catching a wave. Catch a wave and you're sitting on top of the world. Yeah, catch a wave. We can do this. Behind the Eye says the system uses the planets. These things are indeed written in the heavens. The spheres all play in symphony, says Mark Center Saint. Very poetically put. Lit T says there's no coincidences. Trina Phoenix says, yes, there are potentials. Jason says, right on, Jeff. What if the lower vibrational reality is collapsing and pushing us to a higher density and dimension? That's very interesting that you mentioned that, CLC Paint, because some years ago I had a shaman who I'm now almost convinced was an astral being, because I never met him face to face, said that indeed is happening. The astral and some of the other realms are collapsing, in that those of us that don't make changes in our spirituality won't be able to stand the new density, and it will crush us, but some that are ready will be ready. So yeah, the vibrational reality, I believe, is, I wouldn't use the word collapsing, I would use the word condensing. So very, very interesting. I run my life. I'm God for my world. I don't care what anyone else says or writes. Lucky Stone, I'm with you. Gregory B says it's fascinating. Jenny Moonstone is going to do a reading for Lit T tomorrow. So glad to hear that. And Exodus from the Matrix, once again, thank you. Let's see. What does a conjunction have to do? We already gave that one. Saturn is the lawgiver. That's very interesting. A great revealing. Very, very powerful stuff, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going through, and they make an interesting point. Moses took his, some would say stole his laws from Hammurabi, and he did. Like anything the government says, believe the opposite. I agree with that. Travis has been to Babylon, as I have, and it has a way of trapping your soul by making you feel like it is home, and you feel empty everywhere else. It's what I call the desert stealing your soul. I wasn't there quite long enough, Travis, to experience that, but that's a fascinating point of view. Fascinating point of view. Pluto is translated as God. God in Sumerian is the messenger of Saturn. Interesting. Very interesting. Outer space is an interfolding dimension within this world. That's interesting. That's interesting. Just looking and see what people have to say. I want your dowsing rods. Well, you can buy your own. All right, let's go down and see if anybody else said anything profound here. Hello to you in New Zealand. Let's send some serious healing energy to Joyce. Her knee is hurting right now. And Laverna says, "Hail Satan." That's funny. Having a strong connection to Mother Nature, very, very important. All right, folks. All right, folks. So Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. Is that right? Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. That's right. Are coming into a conjunction. They haven't been in 4,000 years, ladies and gentlemen. Planetary influence are one of the oldest scientists known to man, says Blaine. It's been tested for thousands of years and has stood, let me say, the test of time. Trina says, create the wave and then write it. I agree 100%. Travis Thorpe has a 1-year-old baby in one hand and is trying to drop wisdom bombs with the other and doing an admirable job. Travis Cup says astrotheology is accurate. I agree. We are basically doing it already, says Lit T. I'm in, says Nigel. 420 TV Freedom is Films. My buddy Ransom, what's up? Nice to see you. I saw Ransom at LeakCon, and then we saw him the very next weekend or a weekend shortly after that at the Contact in the Desert. Nice to see you, Ransom. Toth used them to tame the savages. We claim it. When is this happening? This happens. It starts in, okay, I just closed it. It starts early in 2020 and continues throughout 2020. So it gives us a whole year to maximize, a whole year to leverage these great and powerful energies. We need to really start thinking about ways to do it. Travis Thorpe, put on your thinking cap and help us to think of some actual rituals, some actual practical applications that we can do to maximize this time. Please, I'd appreciate if you do that. Very, very powerful stuff. Glad that we came across this. Glad that Denise sent it to me. And again, I am reading through the chat room. So where's Travis? Travis is right there, Rocky. He's like in your neighborhood, bro. He's in Minnesota. I think he's in the greater Minneapolis area. So we got more fun to have up there. This gives me ideas about what will happen in Trump's second turn, along with aligning the peace path. I was thinking the same thing, Tracy. Didn't want to take it down a political route, but there you go. He's a good brother, says Rocky Stucci. I agree. We must dance around a fire. Dude, let's dance around a fire naked. That's what I'm talking about. That sounds like a party. There's something primal. There's something just that seems just right and powerful about dancing around a fire. And you don't even have to dance. You just get up and do it. Travis Thorpe says that Saturn is essentially the bully in the sky. that every 30 years, if you're not on the right path, it messes up bad. If you're doing the right thing, it rides smooth. Ooh, I like that. Robin Hill says it could be the end and the beginning of something. Absolutely. I like it. Next weekend, Jupiter and its moons are supposed to be viewable with binoculars. Oh, I got a telescope, Brenda. I'm going to check that out. Pluto is the gateway of death and money. Hey, we can all use a little money to make things happen, right? I like money. I want to make money. The reason I like money is because of the options that it gives you and the ability to do more things. The only reason, yeah, so I'm not against money at all. At all. We love you, Rocky. We'll get Heidi on the drums. Absolutely. That would be great. Sweat Lodge in Kansas. That sounds really good. Rocky says, I had him sold at naked. I knew that Rocky would be in. Burning Man. If you get too close to the fire, you got Burning Man. Absolutely. Audrey loves dancing around the fire pit naked. Everybody head over to Audrey's house. Clothing optional fire dance coming up. That's going to be amazing. So we got the makings of a party here, ladies and gentlemen. We got the makings of a movement here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in bras. I'm stuck in bras. I don't get that one. The luminaries are closer than you think. Who was saying that today? I think Wayne was talking about that the luminaries seem to be closer than we think. Time seems to be closer than we think. Lots of interesting stuff. Fire contains many mysterious powers. I believe that. I've been a longtime advocate of fire scrying. TT Money says no naked for her. That's okay. Somebody has to be the designated driver. In heaven as it is on earth. Joanne says where? I can't stop laughing. And nobody's even gotten naked yet. That'll really be funny when that happens. And of course, we're speaking metaphorically, except for Rocky. He means it. We're having fun though. But let's think about, and if you could take off your clothes, dance around a fire and make things happen, would you do it? I would. I'm not worried about that. Besides, Jake Hamill's getting me in better shape, so every day gets a little easier for me to dance naked around a fire. How about you? Last Stand tomorrow night. We've got who do we have on tomorrow night? We've got wait for it. It's a really good one. We've got Tom Montauk on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Central Time for The Last Stand. So yes, look for that, ladies and gentlemen. Be a part of that, ladies and gentlemen. The fifth dimension is right above your head, says A New America. Wait, Tracy, wait. No one else is naked? What would happen? What would happen? Let's think outside the box for a minute. What would happen? Yes, it does finish March 2021. What would happen if we did a show where we were all naked? And, I'm just from here up, so there's nothing that you can really see. Would that add and did like did a manifestation group? I wonder what that would be like. We're all together naked, but separately. That might be interesting. And then somebody has to bring up Uranus. Great timing. That would be interesting. Audrey, Lisa says dance around the fire naked for her. I'm gathering wood in my yard already. Lit T says come out to Arizona. We need to make an event out of this. No one else is naked. Let's see. I'm naked all the time. Who said they're naked all the time? Who said that they're naked all the time? Oh, come on. Where did that go? I got to find. I'm naked all the time, says Roger. Just sometimes my clothes get in the way. Drum circle, naked drum circle. Robin Summerwolf says that her husband would bitch about it. Well, He can get naked too. How do you determine what is yes and no with the rods? You ask them. For me, crossing is a yes. Parting is a no. Travis lives in Roseville, Minnesota, or is it Roseville, Wisconsin? Jason in the TMI department says he's sitting around in his underwear on the porch in the rain, listening to this right now. Jeffrey Daugherty, do you only read concepts that side with your own teachings? I don't know what you mean. Mark Sinner Saint says he's naked right now. Well, Mark, in your part of Florida, that's probably not all that unique, but that's okay. South Minneapolis, Tracy Roberts. Oh, hell yeah. I love to be naked, says Melissa. She dislikes wearing clothes. Naked for Humanity. Rocky, once again, he's in. In case anybody missed it, Rocky's in for the naked. He's in. We get it, Rocky. I have 20 neighbors. I have 20 yards in each I have neighbors 20 yards in each direction from me. You might not want to go naked because you might get some fancy new hand or bracelets to wear by the end of the day. Naked Con 2019. I like it. Tequila, I don't like it. Crystal Keith brought fireworks. Melinda says we dance around fires naked in Canada all the time. Nothing new. Let's try the manifestation group and do the naked part on another day. Let's build up to it. Okay. Let's see. Is breakdown barriers? Where was that? Is breakdown barriers because of equal no matter if you got $1,000 shoes on your feet? Okay. Let's manifest it, says Crystal Keith. A lot of people in Minnesota, 10,000 Lakes, BC. Do rods work better than balls or pendulums? For me, they do. I'm not going to bite, but for me, they do. Absolutely. Oh, Mark Center Saint just ruined the whole thing. He said he's naked in his Depends. Wow. Dancing around the fire naked is a super grounding exercise. I can imagine, especially if you tripped and fell. Could you imagine tripping and falling when you're dancing naked around the fire? Dirt everywhere, dirt in places that you probably don't want to be. So be careful when you dance around the fire naked. Rocky says it never takes much to get him naked. And Gerald's naked right now. Oh, boy. See what you started. I think who started this? Was it Dyer? Probably. Dyer always starts it. I can tell you from 20 years of witchcraft. This is Triskelion priest, Triskelion high priest, Travis Thorpe, saying that he can tell us from 20 years of witchcraft, most of the people naked at a ritual, you don't want to see naked. I thought he was going to make some profound statement, and I guess he really did. I left a bra somewhere in the woods in Wisconsin. If anyone finds it, Tracy Roberts is the owner. Bring it back to her. Let's see. I'll fill my truck with ice so we can cool off. I don't know about that. Let's see. This is getting to be an IRC channel. I'm not sure what IRC means. Naked in Depends is not naked. Oh, was it Kay that was in the tub? Yeah, she was. No, Kay is not in the tub. She was making pancakes last I checked. But we do have someone in a tub, in a pool, listening to us. As in Seinfeld, there's good naked, there's bad naked. Naked dancing is good to do early in the morning when the sun is coming up and there's dew all over the grass to roll around in. I can go with that. I used to live in Orlando and I was by a lake and it was very remote, and I would do the morning naked sun gazing. Only I would lie on the dew, totally ground myself naked at night. I didn't do it during the morning because I didn't really think about it, but that's a good idea, Brenda Klein. I like it. Time to start the Naked Fire Circle roster. Please send photo, because if you can't prove it, you're not really naked, somebody says. Anyway, I don't know about that. How do we get on to naked? Maybe Litty says maybe flowing robes. And Tracy says it's always the ones willing to get naked that shouldn't be. Tracy, is that a direct shot at Rocky Stucci, a shot across Rocky Stucci's bow, so to speak? I don't know. I once saw a tiger in the woods near a golf course. Ah, ha, ha. Internet rain chat. Okay, internet relay chat. Jeffrey Daugherty, could you make me a mod? You just insulted me, and now you want to be a mod? No beer. No, I don't drink. I just can't drink. Sweat Lodge. Waffles are better than pancakes. Hello, Amanda B. Boy, this is a really sprightly group tonight. Okay, profound thing from Triskelion High Priest. Triskelion Wicca High Priest. Ritual work naked is for many reasons. One, standing before the gods in the clothes they gave you. Boom. I like it. Two, not bring anything offensive or defensive into the ritual. Boom. I like it. Number three is just a ... He's keeping us hanging, so to speak, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're all well. Amanda has no idea what she just walked into. No idea whatsoever what you just walked into, Amanda. I strive to be benevolent to humanity, therefore I wear clothes. That's funny. We all need to have a naked vision quest. Dancing on a fire pit at the beach naked is great, except for the sand. I can imagine. Number three, it exposes you to the elements. And number four, makes you vulnerable. I like that. Today, says Supernatural, is in the U.S. calendar Sex Day. I didn't know that. Nobody told me. Maybe that's why this topic has come up. Nobody said anything about sex. We're just talking about nakedness. That's the problem in our society, isn't it? I'm certainly not going after Supernatural, but that's the problem that Judeo-Christian society has taught us, mistaught us, that sexuality and nakedness go hand in hand. No, that's not even true. And that's the problem, because they don't want us to get naked because they don't want us to get powerful. And they don't want us to be sexy because sexy is powerful. Oh, guess what? You know what's coming on, don't you? We are bringing sexy back right here at the Christian Whistleblower channel. That's right. We're bringing sexy back. You heard it here first. Bringing sexy back. Boom. Because sexy is powerful. And we are some powerful people. We're in the power building business, and Cousins' business is a booming. I like it. I like it. Yeah, Tracy, what's up with that? Says Rocky. I go to bed naked because I'm spiritual. So do I, for the same reason and other reasons, but we won't get into that. It's National Sex Day. How come nobody told me that it's National Sex Day? Isn't this a Planet Talk? It is. Sorry, Jeff, I had to do it. What was that all about? It jumped on me. I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop as soon as we get to this. Isn't this a Planet Talk? It is a Planet Talk, Amanda. And we were talking about doing some rituals to manifest the energies of this planetary alignment. And of course, it came up about doing these rituals naked. And here we are, dancing around a fire pit in the pale moonlight. I like it. Exodus, you have to be moderated. What is it I asked? What did I miss? I'm not sure, but I'm enjoying it. Naked as an innocent. I like that, Amanda. See, look at Amanda to bring it back to the right place. Rocky is a god, says Tracy Dyer. This doesn't apply to you. Wow. How about that? We're only truly naked when we're in spirit out of body. I like that. There's good reasoning for clothing. And just like that, I love you again, Tracy says Rocky. Venus is all women. I like that. Happy Sex Day, everyone. The body can be a beautiful thing. I don't need to remove my clothes for a ceremony of any kind. Okay, Spartan. Be the wet towel in the party. That's okay. I'm kidding. Jameis says she's sexy, but sexier with clothing. That's okay. We're bringing sexy back. The Matrix just glitched. You repeated yourself. Yeah, that happens from time to time. Your bedtime is not much. I'm not sure what she's saying. No one was naked until the first dude got dressed. I like that. Now I have to go watch that video. When you stand naked in ritual, you are vulnerable and feel judged. Eventually, you ignore it and focus just on the work. Jama sleeps nude. Amanda's too sexy for her hat, just like Justin Timberlake. Crystal's too sexy for a cat. A lot of sexiness going on. Nakedness was the first thought of something bad made to be a sin. Boom. Live as if you will be judged naked as a skull and bones, nothing to hide. I'm naked under my towel, Dow, says Mark, and we are bringing sexy back. We are, and I'm going to get back to teaching on that. It's much healthier to sleep nude, of course. Nakedness, pancakes, sexiness, what a day. Yeah, bedtime. National Nude Day is July 14th. Thanks for letting us know. Sex is your best friend. Absolutely. My body was beautiful. It still is, I'm sure. Laverna just brought the whole thing down. I'm going to take that one out. That wigs me out. Remove. Great, great comments. I agree. Jeff, nakedness and sex has nothing to do with each other. They've just programmed us to think so. Are you sexy, Jeff? Well, I think sexiness is in the eye of the beholder. I think I'm sexy as hell, but you may not agree. Some ancient warriors didn't wear clothes in combat because they thought the clothing would infect wounds and it was power. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. Too bad you're taken, Jeff. I'm in Missouri. Wow, coming into this point is interesting. I'm cooking dinner with nothing but an apron on, says Roger Rabbit. Why is it always the dudes that are naked? What's up with that? I'm celibate. Should I not be? Whatever you want to be, you don't have to sell it to me. If you want to be celibate, just do it. I think sexy is the brain, not the body. That's true. Sexy is the new sexy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember the conjunction that hasn't happened in 5,000 years is coming on us. It gives us some opportunities, I think, to manifest that we haven't had in 5,000 years. Is it just coincidence that we're the last generation of real humans and we get this conjunction that hasn't happened in 5,000 years? Is it just a coincidence that we're all at the right place at the right time? Is it just a coincidence that we all could manifest this and make it happen? Clothed or not, sexy or not, let's do it. Let's think about it. And seriously, Travis, if you could think of some rituals that we could all apply, you might even lead us in some rituals, possibly. Well, 4,600 years, Tracy. Come on. It is an interesting point. Thank you, Raheem. Sterling loves the planets, thinks the universe is beautiful. And somebody sent me a comment on that flat earth. I will never talk about flat earth again. You guys are just mean. She said, flat earth theory is an affront to the sacred feminine. And listen to this, because the earth is Gaia. The earth is Sophia. And everyone knows that Sophia is a curvaceous, beautiful woman. So no way is the earth flat. I like that. Boom. Travis said he will make the time to do it. That's what I'm reading, that he'll make the time to do it. Audrey's naked and not afraid. I love it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Naked swimming is so sensual, says Colleen. I can agree with that. Mother Gaia is real. She loves us. Heavenly bodies, says Green Greggs, who we're going to get on the show here very, very soon. Mother Earth's beauty is everywhere. Glad to know you spent some good time with Joshua. He enjoyed it. I think Charlie's referencing to the Confederate soldier that we talked to earlier. Skinny dipping is awesome, says Pork Chop Gang. And Tracy says, do the thumbs up or the thumbs down thing on your way out. Subscribe to the channel. If you are subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because some have been known to be unsubscribed without their consent. So make sure that you take care of that business on the way out, please. JeffreyDaugherty.com, Fluffy, Focus Life Force Energy, Mistech. No one can have too much. And yes, I am. And thank you, Charlie. Tyler loves the interactive chat, leaves a thumbs up. Thank you so much. If you don't like it, leave a thumbs down. If you do, leave a thumbs up. Let your voice be heard. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian whistleblower. We have been discussing the Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto conjunction that hasn't happened in 5,000 years. It will be with us most of 2020. And it gives us an opportunity, I believe, for massive shift and change. So thank you for being here. Melissa Morand is new and loving your channel. Thank you so much, Melissa. Jeff Divine Dixie, yes, he did. And TCB for the CWB, do it GTA for the NCK. I love it. Couldn't have said that better myself. Catch you the next time, Nigel. For all of the great luminaries in the chat room, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Thanking you so much for being here. Reminding you we are the last generation of real humans. The deck is stacked for us. Everything's available to us, ladies and gentlemen. All we got to do is start bringing sexy back. Seriously, all we have to do is do it because everything is set up for us. And ladies and gentlemen, the deck is stacked for us. Things are coming together in the universe, in the stars, in our hearts, in our minds. Nothing can stop us. We're divine. We're sovereign. We're free. We are the last generation of real people, real humans. We are going to unindoctrinate ourselves. And we're just 36,000 or so people trying to change the world. Pretty soon it'll be 136,000, et cetera, et cetera. Just think what we can do when we all come together and get things done. Let's do it. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Thank you for being here. We're the last generation of real humans. We're unindoctrinating ourselves. And don't you think it's time we get busy?